Bada bing, bada boom. We're here. Welcome back. It's Roll for Mischief time yet again. You're hanging with your favorite nerds. The name of the game is Voloheen Winds of War. The name of this episode, this brand spanking new one, episode 13, is called The Dust of Hope. And it's being dungeon mastered by our fearless Drew Murray down in the corner over there right now. And when we last left our characters, they had just gotten through the night, had a nice restful sleep, despite the circumstances and the crazy storm that has come upon Bronzewood Grove. There's a mysterious new character named Marjorie, who is Emily's twin sister. Emily, who is currently imprisoned in Twin Harbor. But it's a bright new morning, and the characters are trying to figure out what exactly it is they need to do to try and confirm that this Marjorie person is who she says she is. And it wants to do what it is that she says that she wants to do. So that's where we are. Take it away, Drew.
She stands on the hilltop outside of Aigner's house. A good 6 of the digloos are collapsed in and flooded with rainwater. Apparently drainage was not on the top priority list for the druids. The rest, however, while looking a little dinged up, are still intact. Marjorie looks towards Twin Harbor, and she seems especially antsy to get moving. But a plan has not been made. There has not even been time for a full breakfast. People have had tea and coffee, and that's it. But she stands outside in the cool wind, but there's a nice warm sun. What do people do in the house?
Are we doing? Should we do the spell, Agner?
Egner has just gotten the rest of his armor on, and he gives, a little stretch here and there, straps Talon's blade onto his hip, just gets used to his armor yet again, and looks over in the direction of Ellie's voice and says, "Yeah, I reckon it's the only sensible thing for us to do right now. Let's just do it."
Okay.
Well,
Oh, go on.
Eridu, maybe being part of this information and trying to be helpful, or maybe just, being a guy who likes to talk to people, will go and stand next to Marjorie. Is that right?
Marjorie.
Yeah, up on the hill, overlooking Twin Harbors. Do I notice anything different, strange, or troubling about the harbors from this vantage point?
Give me a perception check. Make it with advantage, because you'll have plenty of time to sort of look and relook.
And
Dog, I can't see which is higher.
he's got those elven eyes.
Dude,
He
and I'm
does
rolling
have
a lot of
elven
19s, so there's that.
Wow.
That's 28.
Woo.
There's no change in the buildings themselves, but a lot of the streets have had checkpoints installed. You can see that the walls themselves have been bolstered. The ships that are coming in are of a different design to those that would normally come. It seems that there's less in the way of supply ships coming, at least not commercial ones, more military. And on the far side of the harbors as well, you're seeing a lot of wagons, caravans, and camps.
What do you suppose is going on down there?
Is this to Marjorie?
Yep. Also, just real quick, my intention is to distract her while Agner and Ellie can set up the spell. But I didn't communicate this with them.
No, Ellie was just going to come over and very loudly demand that this is what's happening now. So,
Seems like some sort of stronghold, a bastion. Not the free city that I remember.
Yes. It seems the city that I remember has also died. And to think I fought so hard for it.
I don't spend time around a lot of people. What is actually going on? Has war been declared?
I don't rightfully know. Can I roll to identify the ships coming in and out? You said they were of a different make, but would I be able to pick up what kind?
Yes. Make a history check with advantage. You've got your military training.
Okay, and I'm trained in history, so there's another 19 on the same dice. 26.
Wow.
Nice.
Damn, son.
I just know all the things, apparently.
Yeah, you know the exact make and composition of these ships, and you've also got a very good idea of what would be on them. One ship in particular stands out to you. It seems that it's a ship that's like the one that carried the Warforged bodies.
Mm-hmm.
But the rest of them look as though they are typical dwarven supply ships.
Yeah. I'll just say, I don't know, but if those ships are of dwarven make as they appear to be, something has definitely changed. And if they're staging at the harbors, I don't know what that could mean.
Can I have Leah also be around while this conversation is happening? I don't know that she would necessarily stay in with Egner and Ellie. She might be more interested in following Eridu.
Okay.
But if it would like change the conversation at all, then
No.
Not from my end.
okay, yeah, she's just quietly listening.
Shh, I think your sister's nearby.
Not sure why we would be quiet for that. She's my sister. Wait, how do you know she's my sister? Is this on a truth cast yet?
Okay, we look alike though.
Okay, we do. You're just, how do you know that I'm Emily's sister?
Family resemblance.
Just put a longer wig on Eridu, and then he looks like Leah.
No, she's prettier.
Is true.
I was going to say, Marjorie would probably think that she's the prettier sister.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. So I think at this point, maybe Egner and Ellie will crash the party. Yeah.
Okay, sounds natural.
All right.
So, Eridu, what is the plan? You've had days. She's been missing for a while. At least 3 days.
Can I break in?
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Do it.
Do it.
I will tell you the plan. We have unanimously decided that in order to proceed and trust your word for who you are, we need to take a precaution. If you would be so kind as to allow us to ensure that our safety. Oh, like at this point, so she's been like trying to talk because everybody else in the group is really well spoken, and Ellie's like the complete opposite. And this one she's like, I forget. Look, we want to cast a spell on you, like, so you tell us the truth. Is that okay?
She's trying to be all tactful, and then she's like, look, we're just going to do this thing.
She tuts, rolls her eyes, and then throws her cloak back, grabs a small metal orb from her belt, and goes to throw it on the ground.
Can I catch it?
Yeah, you can try and catch it. Give me an athletics or acrobatics check.
Oh my.
That's good.
Yeah.
Why am I so crap at everything? Okay.
17.
21.
Ooh.
Okay. You managed to catch it.
I don't know if I want to have caught it, but I've caught it.
You catch it, and smoke starts coming out of the orb. It doesn't feel warm, however.
I do it anyway.
Hot
What is
potato.
this thing?
I like to call it a truth bomb.
Huh. should I not be holding this? I don't...
So long as you don't move it around too much, it should be fine. It'll fill an area about 20 feet away from the orb itself with a gas. Anything that inhales the gas should speak the truth.
I mean, I'm pretty sure I've inhaled this gas now.
Yeah.
Could everyone make a saving throw against Zone of Truth?
All right. Well, she beat me to the punch. And that's fine because I guess I
Aw.
don't have to use a spell slot then. So it's a charisma saving throw, y'all.
Now, I know that it is a zone of truth, but the way you flavored it, I have to ask: is it a poison or a disease?
Magical poison.
Magical.
I mean, if it's got the term poison or disease in it, that the only reason I ask is because you flavored it differently. You can just say no. It's just whether or not I have an advantage on a roll.
You know what? Initially in my head, this was just going to be like another alternative to spell scrolls, but I actually like the idea that maybe she's found like an alchemical version of it. So yeah, this is going to be purely a poison.
Cool.
I mean, my result is fitting for directly inhaling. That'll be
Holding
it.
All of that having been said, I rolled a 3 and a 4, so I got a 5.
Doing great. I got a total of 14.
I got a dirty 20.
Wow.
And I'm actually, I'm sorry, I'm going to argue another point. If you're going to say it's a disease, wouldn't it technically be a Constitution save? Either way, I'd actually get less, so I'm not arguing for myself at this point. But go ahead, carry on.
Sister, I see.
Yeah.
Leah is the only one that succeeds. Everyone else, including including Marjorie, is affected.
All right.
We can no longer tell lies.
We
Interesting.
can try.
You can, but you will be stopped from doing so. The toxins are from a particular herb that I found on a mountainside. They will compel you to tell the truth, and if you try to tell a lie, your own mind will stop you.
Egner seems like he's about to test this theory and then thinks better of it. Okay. So, in that case, are you really Emily's twin sister?
No.
Well, case closed.
It's easier to explain it this way.
And whom are you?
For want of a better description, Emily.
Okay, I need a better description.
I'm gonna look at everyone and say, well, isn't it obvious? We are from a different time. We've already met an Ellie from another time. We've met ourselves, having been killed from another time. This is all just more of the nonsense that stupid wizard wrapped us up in.
Of a sort. We noticed, or rather I noticed, that things had started changing. And so I am no longer from this Emily's future, and from some abandoned land that will never come to be.
That's sad.
And how does that even happen?
I do not know.
So is it do you live in a world that's been destroyed, or do you live in a world that didn't happen? I don't understand that at all.
It is difficult. I lack the vocabulary to do so, but rest assured, this has been the case since we were both children. I left my family, found myself in Emily's world, and I saw a great many things the same. But I was also there. I was able to watch my own life from a distance. Eventually, Emily and I encountered one another, and we kept in touch. I thought it best not to intrude, that it might end the dream that I thought I was having. Eventually, it became clear that this world is real, and that everything in it is just happening differently to the way I remember. My father died before I was born. This Emily's father did not. There are other small differences. But it seems that wherever I came from doesn't exist anymore.
Egner raises a slightly, actually not slightly, very clenched fist, and he says, "What is your relationship to the ISCB?"
I have been hunted by them for quite some time. They did try to induct me into their ranks. I then found that the only reason for them doing so is that I am considered an anomaly. Some magic would have been involved in my appearance here, and so they decided to try and experiment on me. I ran away, and I've been running ever since.
The look on Egner's face totally changes when he realizes that this person has a lot more in common with him than he realized.
Now, getting Emily out of the city.
Yes. Well, we know ways inside of the city, don't we? And we know at least one of us who can get in there undetected and do some scouting ahead of time. Maybe two. He gives Emily a look, or Ellie a look. I think we can do this.
I noticed that there was another in the house. There's a snoring oaf.
You can call him that. It's fine.
He's
Yes.
still asleep in front of the fire. Like, where did
Yeah,
I think so.
I think he's still
He-
sleeping.
He is sleeping the morning away.
Yep.
He got into the rest of Agner's whiskey.
Oh.
So
Seems
one
that
of us?
he also has some magical ability. If a few of us can transform into other creatures and gain access, we may be able to find one of the lesser used toll gates or entrances. This city, what even is it anymore? Are the gates guarded?
I haven't been in a while, so I wouldn't be able to tell you. What I can say is that if you're not afraid to get a little dirty, then there's always the sewers.
that idea stinks.
It
Oh,
might
there
be
we
the
do.
best way.
No, I mean
It-
literally.
In my dealings with the ISCB, usually the subterranean methods are the best. It seems that there are far too many prying eyes that the ISCB can access. You're above ground. Perhaps it's the same with whatever force controls Twin Harbors.
I think it's a good plan. I think we'll be able to help each other out a little bit. I know that some of us are good at disguising ourselves. I know that I have the capability to help us be able to proceed with a little more stealth and guile.
So, are you planning on coming with us, Majorie? Oh,
Well,
yeah. Are you coming with us?
yes.
I
I'm
mean-
going to go and save me.
I mean, you might be safer if you stay here. I'm sure you wouldn't want to get in any danger.
Actually, I think her presence will be quite useful. And forgive me for bringing this idea to mind, but we could sure create a situation of confusion if we do get into a bind with the fact that you do look like Emily. That could
I
definitely put people off their guard.
pull out the hat of disguise and put it on, and also turn into Emily. I say, well, anyone can do that. She's not so special.
Well,
I mean, I don't see why we need another girl in this group anyway. I mean, one was enough, but, like, you know, Leah came along, that's fine. Leah, I like you, you're cool, but we don't need three, come on. And one that's so, like, has so much in common with him. Like, and then she, like, puts her hands over her mouth and, like,
Eridu's gonna stare firmly at Ellie and say, I understand your protection of your own emotional state. However, not every woman who comes across Agner's path is a threat to
she,
you."
like, throws the ball, the smoking ball at Eridu. I think starts to say this.
So, just a little bit of context. I rolled an insight check way earlier when she was being snarky about Marjorie showing up, and I got a 19. So he picked up. Eridu picked up that Ellie's like really, what's the word? Self-conscious
Territorial.
about
Not to mention, since she is in fact in the zone of truth.
Yeah.
yeah,
Just blabbing a little bit of the heart's desire, just
right,
kinda getting
right.
out
Our
there.
tact has gone away.
For sure. Look, there's no reason for us to get all testy with each other, and I realize that people have emotions, and, you know, myself included. You know, I'm not going to try and talk about them right now, but, look, we have to focus on our goal of
Well,
trying
if we're
to free
unfocused
Emily.
here, it's very clearly your fault.
My fault? What's nothing's my fault. Wait, wait. Actually, his mind stopped him when he said nothing's my.
Oh, yeah.
But he didn't really get that sentence out. It's curious. I just can't seem to speak right now.
That'll be the truth bomb. It has that way of stopping you from telling a falsehood, such as Ellie revealing some of her true heart's desires. Perhaps she's picking up on the fact that Emily and I have some physical attraction to you, Agner.
Excuse me, what? Whoa.
This is when Agner just throws up his hands in this complete, like, surrender gesture, and he says, like, I am not physically attractive to the just.
See, you can't even get the words out,
we
Agnes.
just
Stop
can't-
even trying to lie.
Eridu just
I mean-
mutters under his breath, "We're not the only ones."
Oh, God.
This is the worst idea ever. Yeah, he can get that out. He can get that out. This was the worst
Never do
idea
this again.
ever.
Leah will put a hand on Ellie's shoulder and say, "Don't worry, I'm not."
Ah.
But no one knows that she's not affected by the zone
Oh,
of
fair
truth.
enough.
Well, it's settled then. Marjorie can't come with us, clearly. And I don't even know if we should be going to get an Emily now, because...
Oh, that you're more pragmatic than that.
It is very tactically important for us to rescue Emily. She has a large part to play
I know.
in the resurgence of the revolution, the resistance to the. We have to take the city back.
Agreed. We have built a faction, and she is a very key member of that faction. One of the most important pieces on our board. We need her back.
Yeah, well, fine. At least she's old. I presume. I don't know how old she is, but she's probably older than Ellie is.
Ellie, you really need to learn to let your insecurities go. You are a magnificent person. And on that note, you have to understand that if Agner liked men, this would not be an issue whatsoever. The choice would be quite clear.
Leah
But as a
looks-
second choice, you are magnificent.
Leah just nods and is like, confirmed.
I don't even know anymore. Okay.
The only man I really like is Eridu, but for the reasons of the with the.
I thought that
Yeah.
I was speaking a truth that made things easier, Agner, but you've just confused everything.
I am confused myself. Look,
Clearly.
can we should I go drink some water, get this toxin out of my system? I'm done with it at this point. I'm done with it.
If you manage to make yourself vomit, it will get rid of all of the symptoms. Either that or wait for about an hour for it to dissipate.
Egner immediately goes for the.
Go over there. Gee.
He walks about 10 paces that way, and just this retching, just absolute gross retching sound can be heard.
Ellie frowns at Marjorie and then follows after Agner and goes and tries to hold his hair back.
Eridu
Hold
takes
my
a
hair
deep breath
back.
and says, "Alas, I have a very strong gag reflex. A very weak gag reflex. I don't know which one it is. Whichever one means I can't vomit easily."
Yeah.
I suddenly forgot what I was trying to, how I was meaning to say.
I mean, it explains. Anyway, so
Explains a lot.
It's supposed to.
Yeah.
Or it's not supposed to explain anything that's a surprise to anyone. I don't know.
Yeah.
Wow.
Anyway.
Halifax at this point will wake up and will poke
people
his head out the
retching.
door. What is going on?
You missed the party.
If there was ever one man I wasn't terribly attracted to.
I missed what you
So
said.
mean.
Look, Halifax, Egner says with a ragged voice, just be glad that you can sleep like a rock and be glad that you slept through this morning, is all I'm going to say. Ugh.
Ah, Emily. Oh, it seems that that's one task that we don't need to go and accomplish now. Well, now that we've got Emily back, where
Does
to?
someone else want to explain what's going on to him?
Not
Just hand
particularly.
wave it.
I mean, I tried to last night, but I think Halifax was just a little out of sorts, and yeah, he's just catching
Someone will
up.
explain to him off screen. So, what? Who's taking point? What specifically are we doing?
Huh. Well,
Because there's no place within Twin Harbor that you know that Emily is.
mm-hmm.
So it's sort of a vague that way.
Well, I mean, first thing we need to do is get to the city, and once we get within a certain range of the city, then Egner is gonna cast a little spell doobly doos and give us the ability to sneak around a little better. And then what we need to do, we might need to go to the river side of the city and try and find a nice big old pipe or something that will be an entrance into the sewer complex.
Hmm.
So I mean that's step one.
Okay. As you guys start your journey towards Twin Harbor, you see that the sea traffic isn't really slowing down. There are dozens of boats going back and forth every half an hour. You've got fleets almost coming towards the city and leaving the city. There are several groups of ships that you can see on the horizon. Some of them anchored at small islets that don't have anything on, but it's somewhere for the boats to just be while ports are emptied out. It seems to be a massive operation going on. You see that there are several ships coming close to the coastline. Some of them almost dangerously so. You see that a few of them that are carrying supplies are coming within jumping distance of the cliff. But also, as you're approaching towards the city itself, you see that there is an abandoned gatehouse that is on the coast. But the others along the wall you've seen are quite heavily guarded. Dwarves in combinations of scale and plate armor carrying that's sometimes familiar and sometimes unfamiliar weaponry. Things similar to what Fiala was wielding is what some of them are carrying. Others carrying more traditional weaponry like crossbows and halberds. One of them standing in front of the gate where a wagon is coming in seems to be standing on stilts, and his armor is constructed of metal piping.
Huh.
But he's sufficient distance away that you guys don't need to deal with that. But if you want to go and deal with it, you can do. What do?
What do?
Egner will be asking, how close are we to the city? Do you think that we're getting within range of sight?
Yes. So you guys, unseen by guards, will be able to get within. Like you could fire an arrow at the wall.
Mm-hmm. As soon as someone tells him that, he'll motion for the group to have a huddle, and they'll all huddle together, and Egner will start whispering under his breath these words. And for anyone who's actually trying to keenly listen, it doesn't sound like he's speaking common at all. Actually, if you all are somewhat familiar with the language, it sounds like the gross guttural sounds of Undercommon.
Well, some of us speak and understand Undercommon. Would we understand what you're saying?
Yeah, it would sound just like a prayer, essentially, a very vague, very quick prayer to give us strength, give us guile, give us this, give us that, and he will start waving his hands around in this mysterious-looking way, and he will cast. Wait a minute, I thought I had Pass Without Trace. There it is. Alright, so I cast Pass Without Trace. And for 1 hour, as long as I concentrate, we all get a +10 bonus to stealth checks and cannot be tracked except by magical means. And we leave no footprints whatsoever.
Okay.
And additionally, I think I'll use Blessing of the Trickster, because I haven't used that in a while. Who wants advantage on stealth checks?
I don't need it. I think I have a pretty hefty plus already.
Okay. I'm gonna give it to
Also-
I'm gonna give it to Ian, actually.
Okay.
I'm gonna touch Ein on his burly metallic shoulder and say, "Go with grace, my child." And he'll go. "Grrr."
Are we also trying to disguise ourselves again this time?
I mean, once we get from above the sewers, once we're actually walking around the streets, we may need to do that. But I think we'll be sufficiently be able to sneak our way past anything we need.
And you said there was an abandoned guard post on the coast, right?
Guard tower.
Guard tower.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, okay. So that'd probably be a good place to aim to approach the sewers from.
I will also pass around. What I put it in, like a screwdriver. Pass around a screwdriver. And inform everyone to activate it once on themselves.
Does it
And-
perform a sonic sound?
No.
My
um,
dreams are ruined.
and it will cast Long Strider on each of us, so you get an extra 10 foot of movement for an hour.
Sick.
And it's not
On
concentration.
top of all that, I'm gonna go ahead and cast guidance on somebody. Just keep
Why
on
not?
throwing that on somebody every minute.
We're
Whoever
stacked.
needs a D4 to some kind of roll.
What is Eridu's speed right now?
When he takes that thing, he's got a speed of 60 feet.
Oh my god,
Wow.
that's brutal.
It's currently 50. He's just really fast.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you gotta go fast.
Gotta go fast.
Gotta go fast. Okay,
Okay.
so I guess
So-
we're heading to the guard tower.
Yep.
Excellent.
Very, very quickly, by the way.
Very quietly.
And quietly. Gotta go fast.
Okay. I would like a group stealth roll.
Mm-hmm. All right, fancy new Rick dice. Don't
Okay.
fail me now.
Question.
Mm-hmm.
Because I have a piece of equipment that makes it so that anybody trying to perceive me is going to be at disadvantage.
Mm-hmm.
Will that affect the group in this stealth roll?
Yes.
Okay. Let's see. So. Yep. Anybody who makes wisdom checks to see me has disadvantage, and then I have advantage on dexterity hide rolls. Which is not the same as a stealth check, though, so.
Hmm.
Really?
It specifically says you have advantage on dexterity. Stealth checks made to hide.
That's what I'm
Right.
screaming.
But hide. Well, I guess I'm making made to hide, but hide and move. So
Yeah. So I
So
did
my-
not do so great.
mine's a billion.
Are we plussing
Mine's,
10?
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
And what?
mine is 34.
I only have a 13.
What was it that you gave? Ein as well.
He has
sorry.
advantage.
Oh,
Is
why
what
don't
Ein
I
has.
give you the guidance because you suck at stealthing there, Kyle?
Hey, thanks.
Can guidance stack?
It's a concentration spell, so I can. Oh no, yeah, it's a concentration spell, so you can't have more than one concentration spell affecting a person at a time.
Yeah.
Because I also have guidance.
Okay,
Well, you could guidance yourself or Ellie or someone else who's not great at stealthing.
for sure. I got to bump mine up to 15.
I got a 21.
I got 28 and Ein got 21.
That's what I'm talking about.
Nice. You guys managed to get all the way to the gatehouse without any of the other dwarven guards, without any of the ships seeing you.
Excellent.
As you get to the gate itself, however, you hear a voice shout out in this almost broken common. Halt! Who goes there? You don't see anyone on the tower.
Cast Detect Magic?
Perception?
Oh, I rolled a 1 on my perception check.
Wow.
I'll do a perception.
Can I
It's
cast detect magic?
10 still, but
Yes, you can cast detect magic.
Oh, I got a natural 20.
Wow.
Nice. So, detect magic. You see that there are magical signatures nearby, but it's enchanted objects that you're picking up. Leah spots that there are people hiding amongst the tower and on the wall. One of them, you see, it has a very dark and familiar complexion. It seems that a bunch of drow are hiding up there. You see that some of them have got grey paint. They have disguised themselves with part of the wall in various places. But one of them is hiding behind the parapet, peering through, and doesn't have this makeup on.
Eridu looks around and says, "Dwarves can't use ghosts, can they?"
Leah will lean over and tell the group what she saw.
Oh, drow make a whole lot more sense than ghosts.
Egner groans under his breath. It seems like the mention of drow is bringing up some bad memories for him.
And
And
the club food.
yeah. And he just says, "What do we do? We can't reason with them. We can't use diplomacy. I mean, either we sneak away or we kill them where they stand."
Well, we should not start an incident by killing.
Do we, as characters, know why there are drow here? Do we know that they were going to Twin Harbour?
Yes, we took
Yeah.
the portal that was from Twin Harbor into the Underdark and ran into a group of drow.
Including Agrian.
And
Yeah.
I believe that we
Because
know they ran past us toward the portal. I don't remember if Egrian told us specifically that he wasn't after us.
he did. I mean, he said they were after the portal. I think we can put two and two together and figure out
Yeah.
that he did.
I will whisper that perhaps if the drow are here, almost as if they're now holding the tower, that means that maybe they're in charge here now, and perhaps we could just request an audience with your father, as much as you won't want that. It might get us in and find out where Emily is.
I don't know how receptive he would be to an audience with me.
A lot of whispering, and we have to make a decision because they're waiting for us.
Yeah.
I'm just like thinking about this as a player, going, these things they're not
Yeah.
gonna wait for us to make a
I know,
plan.
they're just whispering to each other.
Well, Egner's not
Uh,
in a position to do any diplomacy or anything.
Eridu will pull back his elven cloak hood and say, "I am Eridu Samaria. I am here to find my father, Egrian. Could you point me in the right direction, please?"
Oh, shit.
This drow stands above the parapet in full view, takes down his own hood. What makes you think your father would want to see you?
Because I am the heir to his legacy, you imbecile. No matter what disagreements him and I might have, he still values me as an asset.
Your father is unavailable.
Don't make me come up there. Can I roll intimidation?
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah.
say this is like an intimidation check to me.
I was like, I'm trained in intimidation by accident, but it's there. That's an 11. Not wonderful.
Can I, as a reaction,
Mhm.
in like that, this was partly my idea. I'm gonna use my new ability,
Uh-oh.
Flash of Genius,
Oh.
to add +5 to Eridu's, to Ace's roll.
What's a 16? Cool.
Nice. You see him look towards his men on the wall. Two of you can enter the guard tower. You can discuss.
Very well. And I'm gonna turn around and I'm gonna say, Egner, I think it should be you and I. Me, obviously, because I need to go in there, but you because you cannot sneak past anything.
I beg to differ. I mean, Egner seems to be like thinking his way through it. He kind of like motions a hand toward Leah, almost as to say like, "Why not Leah?" You know. But then eventually he just his shoulders kind of droop a little bit, and he resigns to the reality that he's going to be following Eridu into the tower.
Because it is the most practical decision.
It is the most practical decision, and he'll realize that, and also maybe mutter under his breath, "Yeah, you're going to be dead without me, buddy."
Yep. So, turning to everyone else, it's my plan to just cause a big enough distraction to let the rest of you through. Get
So
into
we
the city. We'll meet you there.
So we should put on the appearance of withdrawing and then attempt to sneak around?
Yes.
What's our rendezvous point?
Hmm.
So how close is the tower to, like, our ability to just jump into the water?
It is within 30 feet of the edge of the cliff.
Okay, that's a pretty big jump from a tower to a cliff edge.
Hmm.
I think we can pull it off.
Yeah, you're not going to ask Egner to go swimming, are you? Because that's
I
not going to
might.
go well.
I might. Let's see.
I'm in fucking, like, plate armor, dog.
I know. I'm just trying to think of where to go
plate
here.
armor and shit, dude. I mean, if we need to, we can fight our way out, and then, Egner's got some spells that could come in handy or something. But, I mean, we need to set up a rendezvous point. If they're going to get into the city, we need to be able to find them.
Right.
Egner would just default and say, the Temple of Anesti. We'll meet you there.
Might I suggest a slightly more subtle location?
The Cornerstone?
Yes.
Let's do it.
None of these places mean anything to me.
I mean, they only vaguely mean stuff to me. And the only other person with us is the other Emily. You've not left the best.
For
Wait,
sure.
you back with us?
That's a really good point.
Well, in that case, we'll be able... I mean, the Cornerstone, it's like, maybe the temple would be a little harder to get to or harder to find, but, it's like the Cornerstone is a popular tavern. Egner would know very well what section of the city it's in. He might even be able to give specific cross streets. He knows it that well, Yeah, no, it's on the
Maybe-
corner of King's Row and this blah, blah, blah,
Maybe you
Halifax will
should.
be able to lead you there as well.
Yeah.
Also,
Okay.
Oh,
Halifax.
is Halifax with us? I thought
Yeah.
he stayed at the.
Halifax is with you at the moment.
Okay. See, I also didn't think he was there.
Because he would make more sense in the tower to be able to convince people and stuff.
Yeah, actually, I'm kind of
Reconsidering.
thinking that it should be maybe Halifax and Eridu, and Egner should go with everyone so we can show them where to go.
Okay.
The blind leading the blind, huh?
Well, that's true. Well,
You give UP, passenger navigator, and they'll lead you.
Oh, I'll backseat drive him all the way to the Cornerstone. Is what
You'll
I'll
do
do. Okay, well, whatever Eridu thinks is the most sensible.
I don't know. You guys tell me if I'm wrong. But
Makes sense to me.
Yeah, I think Halifax being able to do some little charming action. I mean, he's probably going to have a better opportunity to extricate you guys from the situation in a non-violent fashion.
also, as a
Yeah.
wizard, he could probably cast fly, and if he cast fly, we could get down to the bottom of that cliff.
There you go.
His version of the fly spell, he mistranscribed it. It was the wrong one. So when he casts fly, he gets a sequin suit, sunglasses, and he gets a really cool strut.
Oh, okay. Well, that's
that kind
fine.
of fly.
I still have the ability to avoid damage if I fall long distance and can
does
swim.
he sound like
so.
Bono?
Pretty much
Oh,
what
yeah.
I'm getting at is if Halifax dies, I'm not too worried about it because right now he's an NPC. I
Alright.
mean, he's an important friend, and I care about him very much.
Eric's laughing in the background.
Awesome.
Alright. So, it's decided Halifax and Eridu?
Yep.
Alright.
Okay. Well,
Egner,
that's you guys.
Egner will grab Eridu's arm and squeeze a little bit and just say, "Don't do anything stupid."
I think it might be too late for that.
Okay, don't do anything more stupid than you already did.
I
So-
will do my best to not do anything stupid. Yes, that's an accurate phrase.
Aigna, Ellie, Leodan, and Marjorie. How are you guys sneaking into the city?
Well,
Very well, so.
Egner might still be trying to get them to find a sewer entrance, but other than that, Egner can use disguise self, so he can disguise his self. Ellie's got a hat of disguise.
Leah doesn't have anything like that.
Mhm.
She's not as well known in the city, but she was there the last time we caused a disturbance, so.
Yeah, it's hard to say how notorious Leah is going to be, and there's the other thing about how there's been a change of management in the city. So the people that used to give a shit about us being there and trying to capture us, they might not be in a position to give a shit about that anymore.
But the new people in charge might give more of a shit about Leah.
Yeah. Oh, because it's the drow and shit.
The daughter
Wow.
of the guy in charge, and they're not friends.
Well,
Mhm.
you can borrow the hat, and I'll just wing it. Put a hood up. I've got blink, so if I need to, I can
Ooh.
just disappear out of existence.
That's a pretty cool way to do it.
What are you going to do with the 9?
What's that?
Oh, keep having to leave him everywhere. Who designed him to be a massive owlbear? Ridiculous choice. Could have been a dog.
Good
No.
little dog.
Owlbear. I am just. Oh, I'm gonna have to leave him tied up somewhere again.
I mean, he might be able to fit in the sewer pipe. It might be able to take him into the sewers with us. And
Reduce him.
Yeah, I try
Make
and
him
get him.
itty bitty.
Yeah, my worry then is like, what? Either way, like, what if we don't come back fast?
Shove him into a bag of holding.
Eridu has the bag of holding.
Ooh, make him
Egner.
small.
and
Let
then
me-
shove him into the bag of holding.
Yeah,
that
it's a
I
whole thing
have,
then. You have
And
to,
then I
like-
could just pop him out.
But you'd probably have to cast it on him again to get him out. It's big. I don't know.
I mean, that's true.
You could loan your purse.
Hey, I have the bag of holding though.
No, I have the man purse, dude.
Yeah, no, you both have
I-
it.
Oh, you okay? Well, yeah, there you go. We all have bags of holding.
Yeah.
I don't even need to give you mine then.
Yeah,
Your
It
purse.
goes really well with my boots.
yeah. So, I mean, I think that's as far as like still having Ein with us, but having him easily hidden. I think that's like the most simple way to do that. Cast reduce on him, then throw him into the bag of holding.
Who's
As
gonna
long as
thank
it
you
doesn't
for that?
break the bag when he grows big again in a minute.
That's fine. There's no way that could
Sure.
happen.
Yeah. Can't imagine it being a problem at all.
Okay,
Hmm.
do it.
All right. Agna, Ellie, Leodan, and Marjorie, you all head towards the sort of head back the way you guys came until you're sufficient distance from the gatehouse to not really be watched by them. There's enough bushes and things nearby that you can head towards the cliff edge, and there'll be ways for you to climb down to reach one of the sewer pipes, which you can see.
Why didn't we just do that?
Because
Why
you
did
had
I
to
deal
open.
with these drow?
Because you had to open your big stupid mouth.
Oh man,
Before we even got there, so
my big stupid mouth.
So before we jump back in with Eridu, could Aigna, Ellie, and Leodan give me athletics ability checks climbing
I
down?
don't know.
I'm pretty good at that.
Oh no.
Someone's gonna fall.
Yeah. That's probably gonna be. Oh yeah, it's definitely me.
Oh dang.
2.
Oh gosh.
Oh.
Oh wow. I got a 17.
I am very weak.
20, not natural.
Nice. Aigna and Ellie, you're able to start climbing down towards the pipe. Leah, the bit that you've decided to start climbing down, you find no other handholds and footholds that you don't slip off. It seems that between the storm last night and the sea spray splashing up extraordinarily high is making these walls too slick for you to be able to climb. You have made no progress beyond the 2 feet clearance between you and the top of the cliff. We can try again in a moment, but for now, Eridu. What do you Eridu?
We will always make those jokes.
Yeah.
All right.
So you get to the gate. It is opened. Inside the tower, you see stacked on top of each other the dead bodies of 8 dwarves.
Well shit.
All right. Interesting. Well, I'll walk in, and attempting to be as keenly aware of the drow now that I know of them. I have a passive perception of 19, and I think now that I know that they are around, I'd probably be more actively able to use that.
Yes. You see that even though there are only 2 drow openly greeting you, that there are 4 more hiding in the room. One of them, his eyes still closed, but he's painted to look like the wall.
All right. I'll walk in, turn to that one, and say, "And who's in command here?"
Well, the one that's painted.
Sure. We'll ask him. He seems like the funniest one to interact with. I mean, the most logical one to interact with.
Yeah, it's a power move. You know, you're like, I see you, bitch. I see you.
It kind of is, yeah.
Mm. His eyes flick open, and then he turns his eyes towards the person that opened the door for you. Who is entirely like unmade up. That would be me for now.
For now is right. And this is the same one that spoke to me from the top of the tower?
Yep. So, what is it that you came here to do? Confront your father? Join his ranks?
I'm going to roll a check and then I'll reply. Okay. So, there's one decision I made very early on with Eridu, that I would not make his deception high. That's a problem now, because I find myself needing to lie a lot. But feeling that the gas hasn't fully worn off, I turn to him and I say, "Well, frankly, I was just looking to get into the city. But if meeting my father again becomes part of that, it wouldn't be the worst thing."
You feel you could freely move around the city?
Why would I not be able to?
The dwarves aren't taking kindly to our kind.
Casting a side glance at the pile of corpses, I'll say, "I wonder why."
a necessary measure to keep control of what ground we have.
So the okay, real quick history check. In that, like, I'm checking with our understanding of history from our games so far.
Mhm.
Was there a previously established alliance between the Drow and the dwarves that Theala was aware of?
Yes.
Okay. So the alliance isn't holding as strong now that the dwarves have made gains?
It appears a disconnect between certain forces. Made too many mistakes appear between us. And so the dwarves saw this chaos as antagonism. They decided to just blanketly add us to all elves.
Interesting. Well, then maybe my appearance is fortuitous for you, for my father, as I am not a terrible diplomat. If it wasn't for the Zone of Truth cloud effect, he might have actually chosen better words.
Eric, stop laughing.
Eric can laugh as much as he wants. We're laughing at ourselves. as
Especially
well.
at me.
Especially.
Hmm. Eridu,
Yes.
we are going to allow you through this gatehouse into the city. If you're
Wise
able
decision.
if you're able to find any news of Agrian, we would be appreciative of you returning that to us.
Interesting.
Well, I am glad that you see reason. And I will do what I can.
He then moves towards the other side of the guard post, opens the door a crack, peeks through, and then whistles. And then he waits for a few moments, hears a short series of different tones, and then opens the door wide. Here, it's stacks of boxes that the dwarves have been leaving behind. You can get out through here. No one comes here much. Seems to be just open air storage for them. Go through that archway, you'll find yourself on one of the main streets. From there, you're on your own.
I thank you for your assistance, and then I'm going to just kind of make a gesture and wait for him to tell me his name.
He gives you a nod in return, and he tells you that his name is Rilan.
All right. Thank you, Milan. You have been very useful.
I hope you prove to be to me as well.
Without another look at him, I'll turn to Halifax after you.
He then sort of casts a glance around the entire room. Walks out the room.
Well,
When we walk-
that was easy.
When we walk through the gate after we get kind of out of earshot of them, Eridu's just gonna go. "Whew. I did not think that was going to work."
I was concerned because my magic doesn't seem to work as well on elves as it does others. I'm glad that worked in our favor, it seems.
Yes, it did give us a very interesting piece of information, didn't it? These elves here, do not know where Agrian is or what has become of him.
But given the manner of dress, they do appear to be the same ones that were following Agrian.
Hmm.
Older uniforms and the like.
Right. I wonder if he's given them the slip and allied himself with people more useful. That seems the move he would make.
Indeed. Meanwhile, on a cliffside,
We're taking the hardest way possible in the city.
Erde just like walks in and
Yeah.
then
Right?
Marley like, oh god, I can't move.
Aigner and Ellie and Leodan, could you give me another athletics ability check?
Yep.
Oh, I'm a boss.
I got a 17 this time.
Nice.
I have a 25.
14.
All right. Aigner, Leah, both of you make progress. Aigner, you reach the sewer pipe, and you're able to quickly jump in. Ellie, you are finding that making progress from where you've got yourself to is a little more difficult. But Leah manages to climb down to right next to you.
I will cast Spider Climb on myself and run the rest of the way down. To land next to Agner will be the first one down there next to it.
Well, all right.
Leah, give me one more athletics check.
I will also, at this point, take out of my pack a rope and try and tie it around something that's around the pipe. Maybe it's got like a little bit of rebar or something.
Yeah.
And, you know, I can like try and throw that up to Leah, or I don't know, do something helpful.
That could maybe give me advantage or something.
Perhaps. It would be up to someone else to decide that, but...
The rope from below, though.
It is.
I don't know
I'm
how
trying to think,
that
you basically have to whip the side of the cliff. That would provide disadvantage, if anything.
And then if she grabs hold of it, she'd fall, would she not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't...
Well, okay. Well, how about it's more of like the idea of if she does fall, then she has a rope to hold on to. It's not necessarily like... It's more of like an insurance policy than it is like an actual way to get her there. You know?
In that case, make that athletics check. Don't get a 1.
Okay. I got an 8, so that's going to be a 16 total.
And what about Leah?
I mean, even if I gave myself guidance, it wouldn't be that great. I have a 4.
Oh, wow. So yeah, Aigner, you're able to throw the rope up to the point where Leah could grab a hold of it, but Leah does not make any progress climbing down towards the sewer pipe. So Leah, you can have hold of the rope.
Yeah, I mean,
Right.
it'll just protect you from doing rolling a 1 is essentially that.
I see.
Is
No, I
Ellie?
can't do anything. I can't.
All right.
Because this is
Leah?
concentration. So.
Give us another roll.
Alright, this time I'll give myself guidance if I need to. Oh, that's better. 15.
Just want to check a thing. Don't worry, I'll just try to see if I can fuck you guys up.
Okay, that's fine.
Of course you are.
Yep. So guidance has verbal and somatic components. You are currently clinging onto the side of a cliff.
No, so I couldn't even use it. Got it.
Yeah, you're not able to use your hands.
Unless you've got Warcaster.
I don't have that.
I do.
It'd
Come on,
be too
min-max. You gotta take everything that
Who
helps.
takes that?
I don't even think that's an option for me.
It will
I
be.
don't think so
It's a
either.
feat. It's
Hmm.
Warcaster.
No, that's true. I have
No, that's true.
So, yeah, no guidance, unfortunately.
That's alright. So it was 15.
I also couldn't cast guidance on you if it makes you feel any better.
I know.
Because you're in the city.
Yep. Somewhere in that I heard you're a jerk.
Leah does manage to climb all the way down to the sewer pipe. There is water trickling down the pipe, just sort of filling the bottom few inches as it cascades down into the ocean below. Looking into the pipe, Ellie, Leah, and Marjorie, who also climbed down. She is the last one to get down, moving slower than Leah.
I tell Agner, very obviously. She took ages to get down, just saying.
Okay.
Listen, I'm sorry, okay?
Not you.
I know.
Agner will just awkwardly say, okay, and he'll untie his rope.
You then hear growls from inside the tunnel. Who's got dark vision?
I got my goggles.
Leah and Ellie, looking inside, you see 3 large hulking shapes. They look like they have many legs.
Ooh.
They have spines on their back. And they have very, very large, wide jaws.
Nice.
Druids? It's the druids, right?
We're going to end the session there.
We're gonna try and talk and reason with these druids that might not be druids. They might.
Too bad you don't have somebody with you who is a druid.
Yeah, it's got
Even if it's only 2 levels.
Goddamn shame. Well,
We really did take an under-optimized group in the directions that we did. Because I did think, oh yeah, Hillfax is a good call, and I forgot that elves have the racial immunity to charm effect.
yep.
Yep.
And then we took a bunch of weak people, like
Down into
rock
a
climbing.
place that we knew.
Yeah.
Yeah, weak people rock climbing, also into a place where we knew that they were druids in the past. So there might be animals of some sort.
Yeah.
And didn't take the person who learned from the druids.
We got this.
It's a
we're good.
classic. Hey,
It'll be great.
it's a classic case of our characters doing some silly stuff and not making the best choices, but making the best out of it. You know.
It is wonderful. I love it.
Thank you so much for joining us today on Roll for Mischief. We're going to keep this this story a-rolling. Join us next week, 12 Pacific Time, twitch.tv/Roll for Mischief, and we'll continue this crazy old story we got going on. Bye, y'all. Have a happy Thanksgiving, by the way, if you're going to be celebrating that kind of thing.
Yep. Happy America Day?
Happy America Day! Yeah.
No, that's in July, isn't it?
Well,
You have an America Day?
hey, every day is America Day in America.
That's fair.
And on that note,
Happy
goodbye, y'all.
America Day.
Happy America Day.
Bye!